guys, I feel like all I ever do lately is make travel vlogs, but here we are, Ottawa Airport. It's about 8:30 in the morning and I'm headed to Reston, Virginia for the Coaches Room Mastermind conference. This group of people is fucking phenomenal and I'm really excited to be in a room with them. Everyone's doing great things and everyone's growth oriented and wanting to bring everyone along with them. So it's a very collaborative environment. We're gonna be talking a lot about sales, a lot about marketing, a lot about client service and client success. So my flight is here in about an hour. I'm going to be meeting up with my coach, Dani Lamartina, who's also part of this group, and we're gonna get some squats in today. So I'll film those squats for you, film a lot of stuff with Dani about the things we've been working on. And I'm actually gonna be taking a heavy set in wraps today for the first time, sitting about 11, 12 weeks out from my competition. So take you along for the ride, and we'll catch you in Washington. And we made it, sitting at the airport in Washington, waiting for Dani to get here. She's picking me up to the airport, so I mean, can't get much better than VIP service. Flight was easy, nothing to report. I actually chatted with a nice woman named Susan the entire time. She chatted my ear off and basically got a free consult out of me, so I hope she's happy. It's a good lesson to any one of you who are business owners. Be excited about what you do. Be passionate about who you serve. And who knows, Susan might become a client of ours in the next little bit, or she might just be somebody who I left a positive impact on and put positivity out into the world. I'm gonna be in the frame. One of the benefits of having a coach who's also a physical therapist is you get free PT whenever you show up to the same spot.
Paul is squatting today. Historically, he's like many. He has a hard time actually allowing his shoulders to externally rotate. And there are a couple different things that can cause that restriction. It can be tight muscles. It can be because the soft tissue or the capsule where that ball and socket rotates is tight and that ball can't slide the way it needs to. Or it can be because the socket is actually oriented differently, and so you're gonna get a restriction in the range because the ball kind of runs into the socket lip, for lack of a better word. Can you turn this up for me?
Turn this?
Yeah, more. I'm gonna poke your armpit. Rest. Any tender spots in here? Okay, turn up. Okay, rest. Sorry. I am a little bit, actually. We're gonna work on a full exhalation. Because if you can't exhale, you can't inhale. And if we're looking for space creation, we need to get you inhaling.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, breathe in for me. Good, and breathe out. Full 5 seconds. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, that's a 3/4 exhale. Pause. Do you feel ready to squat?
Ready to squat.
Sweet.
I actually feel, I don't actually use the cue of lift my sit bones. I just try to keep my knees in contact with the pad, because if I'm arching, my knees will drop. And so that's kind of how I cue posterior tilt.
So when I say lift the sit bones, it's literally going into your tilt without your back doing the forward. So it's pelvis moving without the back. It's hard to do. It requires a lot of position.
Just did a whole bunch of breathing drills, corrective exercise, things that are specific for me. Dani's gonna put that up on her Instagram, so if you wanna learn more about that, follow Dani on Instagram. It's pretty cool for me to have my coach train me in person and her not training at the same time, so I get my own personal trainer, which is nice. So we're just gonna go through the session and take you along for the ride. One more. It's one of those ones where it's tough for me too, because 2 RIR of technical RIR, or am I just ripping this thing down? I find my failure point is like very quick. If I'm trying to stay like in the movement, in the muscle, I'll fail way faster which is what you want, right? You want to get to failure. So it's forced me to really handle a lot lighter loads, which is great because then my recovery is better, but I'm still getting a better stimulus. And it doesn't take as much away from the squatting. Some sum 41 to fire us up for squats. Warming up. It's gonna be fun. I haven't had wraps on in 4 years, so.
2,000 years later.
I'm super fucking excited about how that went. 300 kilos, 661 pounds top set. And then 2 down sets, pause doubles at the 505. Those felt pretty shitty considering my top set. My arms are really fatigued from being in that position, but my ability to put the bar on my back and get into position is improving week to week. So that's really the biggest KPI that I can look to. I feel like if I can put something on my back, I'll be able to squat it. So it's just a matter of time and getting acclimated to being under the bar. Now going into accessories, it's just a matter of maintaining the tissue tolerance that we built with the bodybuilding work. I'm kind of tapering away from that and more so shifting towards assistance work that's going to keep us healthy for the main lift. So this is kind of a pivot week for me, and then we'll see how things shake out from here in terms of accessory volume. A fantastic hack for any sort of leg press or even leg extension for that matter is to wear some straps while you do it. Reason being, you want to brace yourself into the machine as hard as you can. And I find that these machines with the rubber handles, you slide around a lot. So you spend a lot of time adjusting your grip. So if I throw my wrist straps on, strap myself right into the machine, no need for that. You're much more locked in, much more stable, much better brace.
Brace just enough, don't over brace. Slow and smooth. That's it, smooth. Yes.
A little more.
I'm with you. Steady. Yep.
That got heavy really fast. These are brutally hard. So talk about doing assistance work that we suck at. Things that force us to stabilize and move our body through space are going to be the most challenging, but they're also going to keep us the most healthy to allow us to squat, bench, deadlift with good efficiency and pain-free. So as I shift more back into powerlifting training, prepping for a competition, my assistance work is going to be geared more towards keeping me healthy rather than accumulating tissue. That's not to say that I'm going to lose tissue while training, but the emphasis of the training will more so be on movement capacity and tissue tolerance. leg extension is a movement I see misused all the time. There's a lot of swinging involved, and people don't really control end ranges, and they end up with a lot of knee pain. That big stretch through the quad can create a lot of problems if it's not controlled. So one thing that I preach to my clients on the leg extension is controlling end ranges, specifically in the stretch and in the squeeze at the top. Through no point in the range of motion do you ever want to be using momentum. So kill all your momentum in the leg extension. Honestly, couldn't be happier with how that went. Hit a good top set and gave myself a lot of runway to make improvements heading into this competition. Assistance work kind of suffered because of how long it took to get to that top set and how much we warmed up doing the correctives with Dani. But when you have your coach there, you take advantage. So I'm just really stoked about where things are at right now and excited about where they're gonna go. Keep following along with the journey, guys. I appreciate you. We'll catch you for the rest of this mastermind weekend. Try to interview some other coaches, business owners, and bring you more information and entertainment, because I know watching me train with mediocre weights probably isn't the best use of your time.
Did a conference here today and started off with the normal shit. I woke up, did some cardio, made my breakfast, which was just oats, protein powder, and almond butter with some berries, and then prepped my meals for the day. We're in an Airbnb, so I had a kitchen. I was able to make some fresh food last night. So I made some chicken, made some beef, and I have some microwavable rice, microwavable veggies, and I got some fruit. So super easy meal prep, very simple. I got some ground beef, rice, quinoa, and veggies in this one. And then I got some chicken breast, quinoa, rice, veggies in this one. I also got some sauerkraut and kimchi to throw on top, add some salt. I did forget to buy Greek yogurt. I did forget to buy enough veggies, and I didn't buy any seasoning or like sauces. So that's probably something that I'll grab tonight, but just gonna sit here, get a little bit of work done before we head out to grab a coffee and then sit in the conference. So I'll bring you all with me. Hey guys, so I'm here with my buddy Jeb. Jeb is honestly a true thought leader in the industry of emotional eating. And I wanted to bring him on and ask him a few questions about how he deals with these issues with his clients.
For some people, we look at these kind of behavioral things and because of kind of the dichotomy of the internet, we're taught that like any kind of structure is bad. But for a lot of people, putting that structure in place is really important. Saying like, they're like, oh, I don't eat anything all day and then I binge eat at night. It's like, okay, well, we need to set up regular meals throughout the day. Like we need to eat 3 meals at least per day and make sure you're getting enough nutrition throughout the day and forgetting to do that.
Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yesterday was an unbelievable day. We went over a ton of stuff related to business systems, a ton on lead generation, different marketing strategies, and it was really eye-opening to see so many people wanting to do things the right way and serve their customers from a place of integrity, much different than my impression from the previous conference that I went to. Man, staying in an Airbnb is so much better than a hotel. The hotel gym, which you'll see in a second, is super swanky. Or the Airbnb gym, sorry, is super swanky. And yeah.
Going down.
So, woke up this morning, did my usual morning thing, had my morning drink, took my supplements, and honestly I didn't get any work done because I took some time off work, which is something I don't usually do. And now we're going to do cardio. People associate fasted cardio in the morning with fat loss. Well, it definitely will help you burn more calories, but
Fasted cardio is a lot more than that in terms of its global impact. So yeah, we do want to increase our activity level. We want to improve our nutrient partitioning. We want to improve how much of the food that we eat goes towards our muscles and helps with our recovery. And that's fantastic with low intensity cardio. Something like fasted cardio on an elliptical or, a stepper or whatever it might be, it's going to be a little bit higher than that. So the heart rate is, instead of being, 90 to 105 where you're walking, it's probably going to be closer to 120 to 140 beats per minute in that zone 2 is what it's called. Fantastic for anyone who is lifting weights, trying to improve hypertrophy, trying to get stronger, a power lifter, because that's actually going to improve your work capacity. So the more work you're able to do and recover from, the better you're going to be able to provide a stimulus to your muscles. People will often say that cardio will take away from your hypertrophy or strength response, and this couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, if you're doing high intensity cardiovascular activity, there is some sort of interference effect between the hypertrophy or strength stimulus and the stimulus of cardio. But what we're doing by improving our work capacity is we're allowing ourselves to recover faster between sets, and the better our metabolic system, specifically our oxidative energy system is, the better we're going to be able to recover from bouts of training in between. So I'm going to be able to train more often, and benefit from that training because of my increased work capacity. Not to mention it's good for my heart, it's going to keep me more active during the day, and has a tremendous effect on improving blood work. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm 36 years old. So I'm trying to think about the long game. I'm trying to think about staying healthier for longer. So when Liv and I do have kids, I'm able to be active. I'm able to, have energy. These are things that are the long game when it comes to training. I also really enjoy doing it in the morning. It starts my day off with some activity, some endorphins, and then I'm just in a much better mood throughout the day. It does not take away from my training intensity, and if it did, the only day I'm really worried about that is squat day, so I just don't do cardio on squat days, and I go for a walk instead. Another thing I do every morning is my corrective exercise. So because of my hip and knee issues that I've been having, I have a lot of things that I need to correct, especially returning to powerlifting, which is a very compressive sport. You're loading the spine, you're loading the back, and it compresses the rib cage. And something that happens when you get bigger and accumulate more muscle is you get more compressed. So that compression of the barbell and the heavy loading compounds upon the compression of the muscle mass. So the things that I do in these breathing drills in the morning allow me to create more expansion, allow me to teach myself to stack my rib cage over my pelvis, to reference my center of mass back, and to create more space so that I can counteract the effects of that heavy barbell. Me specifically having trouble with my shoulder range of motion, it's about creating space up here. It's about creating space behind me so that I'm able to move that shoulder through space. If your shoulder's naturally rounded forward because you're compressed up top, it's tough to get that arm behind you so that you can squat. But if we get into a better position, now I can open up range and get that bar on my back without pain, without aggravating my biceps and all the things that bigger powerlifters tend to complain about. So I'm gonna go through a few drills here. You can have a look. And if you wanna know more about that, I'd be happy to do a video. Just drop a comment and I'll give you some more information on that. All right, this last one is for that upper rib cage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into kind of like a shortened push-up position, round my thoracic spine, push up and back, and then I'm just gonna breathe from here. And there you have it. There's my breathing drills for the day. Time to go get ready. Man, my brain is on fire from that mastermind. There were so many great people in that room. The ideas that were floating back and forth were so inspiring, what people are doing to help others. And also looking at some organic ways that we can get more eyes on the things that we're doing, how to optimize our systems for client acquisition, client onboarding. And we're making a lot of changes internally to our business that really coincide with the messages that were put forth. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to put yourself in rooms with people who are doing better than you, being a small fish in a big pond is very motivating as long as you're willing to be humble. Also, we're training. So doing some floor press right now. I'm very tired mentally, and it's also like 7 o'clock at night, which typically doesn't bode well for me in my training, but we're gonna do our best. We're here, we're gonna get in a good session, and we're gonna roll. So come along for the ride. I wanna talk a little bit about how you show up in public. You are a representation of your business. Every time you show your face, every time you open your mouth, it's gonna be associated with your business. So pay attention to your mannerisms, your body language, your tone. All of these things are gonna influence someone to determine whether they wanna work with you or not. And when you show up in a room of people who are trying to elevate themselves, you want to humble yourself and show up as someone who's open to new information, wants to learn, and wants to get better. If you don't want to learn, you don't want to get better, I really don't understand why you're doing this. If you're just in this to make a check, quit now. You're gonna fail. So first assistance exercise is gonna be a JM press. I'm already set up on the floor. I'm not actually getting my elbow to the floor or very close to it, but I'm just really lazy, and this is how I'm gonna set it up. Fantastic exercise for lockout strength. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a close grip on the barbell, about a thumb distance away from the smooth with a false grip. We're gonna treat this like a semi-close grip bench press and a skull crusher put together, bringing the bar relatively close to our chin and then driving through to lockout. We're trying to keep tension through the tricep the whole time. So all I'm thinking about is stacking my forearm to my bicep and then squeezing through the tricep all the way to lockout. Next up, we have a dumbbell row. I'm opting for the step forward dumbbell row, which is one of my favorite rows. It's gonna look like you're using a lot of momentum here because you're going into a lot of thoracic rotation. But what we're focusing on is foot pressure of the front foot, trying to keep that on our instep, almost like a single leg Romanian deadlift. That back leg is only there for balance, and then you're really letting that arm protract and stretch as much as we can in the eccentric, connect with that lat, and then row it into your hip. Great connection, great pump with this movement, and getting that thoracic spine moving. A lot of carryover for me being so stiff, especially after squatting a couple days ago, really feeling like my mid back is locked up in that low bar position. Do you want me staggered or no?
What's that?
Do you want me staggered or no?
Go wherever you want. Pronate just a touch at the top, that'll open you, or should. Good. Supinate on more extra rotation, supination. Open, open. Yes, that was it. Every rep like that. Open here. Good. And then you're gonna alternate open. That's it. Hold that. Let go of your right pec. Good. There you go. Good. Let it come from that. Lengthen that out. Fight it. Long, 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 long. Let the sweat rotate. That's it. Yes. There you go. How did that feel compared to usual?
It's a longer range of motion.
Pronating up top.
It was hard. And then getting into the bottom and like, I can get here.
Right.
But getting here, this position
Right.
is gonna be
Tough.
That's
So-
gonna be the load limiter.
Hold that. Hold that back. That's where you need to be.
Okay.
Hold
So because we're trying to use this movement to cue a position, what Dani often has me do is hold end range isometrics, so pausing in the shortened position and really hammering in the posture that she's trying to get me into, which we don't think about often carries over to the other movements that we're doing. So trying to get me under a bar to squat requires me to get open through the front and closed in the back with that externally rotated position. So I'm gonna be really strong with this in the postures I have access to. But getting open in the front, squeezing in the back, I suck at. So.
I would say getting open in the front without just orienting yourself to create that position.
Okay.
Because what you want to do is orient the whole thing forward to give yourself space to move, which is artificial. So we're still driving the same pattern.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be a little bit of, you're probably going to just feel the low back. And this implement's really hard just because of the strength curve on it. But I think something like half kneeling cable, same side up. So if you're right side pulling, right knee, half kneeling, being able to come into pronation here and then really drive supination and like fight that range.
The setup we have at 613 is really good for that. So
you're going to have to probably let go of your right pec and left pec. Again, this implement makes it really hard, but a little bit of right serratus is going to push you left as you're going left. So you want to think about the whole system doing this. Does that make sense?
Because what I've been doing is kind of pushing away.
It's hard on here. So when I do this, I have to cut up. Lean back, soft elbow, drive here. You see that? So my left ab is on just in there.
Okay. I really love doing like a chest supported dumbbell row. So this is a nice little swap for that. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. I felt everything in behind my shoulder blade, and then everything in here was like.
It's almost like that's what we're trying to do.
I think if I did that first on that first set, the first set would have been a lot better because that really actually, that's a fucking nice, full
It makes me really happy that you're seeing the things come together. Because I'm not.
You know that feeling when you're in an Airbnb, you're walking to go do cardio and you get lost because you're so fucking tired? Last day of the trip today. It's Sunday, it's 6:30 a.m. and we're headed to go do some cardio. Here's the elevator. My mind is still racing from last night or yesterday and all the things that we've been learning during this mastermind weekend. A thought that I'd like to put forth for any aspiring business owners is having clarity in what you sell and who you serve. As soon as you can identify the environmental, the demographic, and the psychographic profile of the person that you're trying to coach, the better you're going to be able to speak to that person, to identify their barriers, to be able to show that you are that one person who can solve those problems. And that's going to be the linchpin for the rest of all of your marketing. That's been a very big challenge for us at Master Athletic Performance because we truly do work with everyone. We have, soccer moms, we have senior citizens, we also have professional athletes. That whole spectrum of people is served through each one of our coaches. But there is one common thread amongst the people that do work with us, and they all want to raise the bar. They all want to be better versions of themselves. That truly is what lights our fire. I'll leave you with the cardio view of beautiful Reston, Virginia. In all honesty though, how cool is this? Oh, I gotta use my key. If it was a little warmer, this would be a really nice little spot to sip a coffee after a nice workout. Just finished cardio And honestly, I didn't even watch anything while I was on it. I didn't listen to anything. I was just brainstorming, thinking. And seriously, my mind is on fire. Put yourself in positions where you're not the biggest fish. It's just sitting at the hotel waiting for a meeting with the developers of our Master Athletic Performance app to try and make sure that we can do a few optimizations for our clients. There have been a lot of requests for different features, so we're going to discuss those. There's a lot of changes coming from Master Athletic Performance and Coaches Corner U, both of my companies, and I'm very excited, very optimistic for our ability to impact the world. I had a conversation with Joe Sullivan recently where he discussed dying 2 deaths. And I know that's a little bit morose, but the first death is when you physically pass away, and your second death is when people no longer speak your name. One thing that keeps me motivated is the impact that I will leave on the world when I'm gone. And I believe that Master Athletic Performance and Coaches Corner U is that legacy that I'm trying to build, helping people improve their lives and become the best versions of themselves, whether through their own physical pursuits or through helping the others within their own physical pursuits. That ripple in the pond that will extend out to the edges. That's what I feel like every day. I am creating ripples, and hopefully one day those will be waves, and hopefully those waves will be able to create change. So I just want to leave you with that thought. I'm probably going to head to the airport in about an hour, and then it's just a short hour and a half flight home. See Liv, see the dogs. Got a little bit of work to do, but overall today, just relaxing, enjoying the last day of my vacation from work. And then we're back to the party, back to the grindstone. All right, back home, and I cannot be happier to be home. It's been a pretty crazy 3 weeks, and now I don't have to travel again for another 3 weeks. Just going to enjoy having some time at home in my calm space that my lovely wife has been painting and changing. So
Not very calm.
it's not very calm right now, but it will be. The best way to describe this past weekend, my gas tank is empty, but my cup is full. Stay tuned for a lot of really cool stuff from Master Athletic, from Coaches Corner University, from myself and our team, and we'll catch you on the next one. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, and comment below if there's anything else that you'd like to see from me now that I won't be vlogging every other video. Hey beef!